Hey guys, so welcome to Brett's Property Rants. So, I want to talk about London today. London's really actually starting to impress me, I have to say. Most people are talking it down. Most people are actually still saying, and it's amazing, never ceases to amaze me how people can be so, 2 or 3 years behind the thing. Sorry, I'm in Singapore right now on the beach, so you can see this lovely view of all the shipping, and I tell you what, Singapore is not slowing down, that's for sure. There's the amount of boats that are out there. But look, guys, so London. So it's amazing, I find consistently, how people quote what was 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years ago, the market, okay? So people are saying, oh yeah, house prices are dropping a lot in London. It's like, no, they're not actually. They were, and it's amazing. When they were dropping, people were telling me, oh, I want to get in London, house prices, growing. It's like, no, they're going down, But that's the reality here, is that most people are behind the market by about 2 or 3 years, okay? And the problem is when there is a massive change in the market, all of a sudden they're shocked by it, yeah? Now look, for the last sort of 6 months, probably even longer than that, 9 months, I've been talking about that there will be a downturn. Make no mistake, there's going to be a downturn, yeah? America with what it's doing, China with what it's doing, the world with what it's doing, and whether it be Brexit triggers it, whether it be Trump triggers it, whether it be, Trump invading who knows where to keep the war machine going, who knows what the trigger is going to be. And look, you'll see, go into YouTube, okay, and have a look at all the videos that predict prices going down in 2013 and 2014 and 2015 and 2016 and 17, 18, 19, every single year there's house prices are dropping, yeah? People are quite happy to try and predict the moment that it's going to happen. But you know what? Most of the time they're wrong, okay? And it's ridiculous, okay? So, London is going to do well, okay? Make no mistake, it is still a world city. I don't care what happens with Brexit. At the end of the day, a lot of what, in fact, Brexit hasn't been the downfall of London. If anything, businesses have been moving from London up to Manchester and Birmingham. So actually, they've been the real beneficiaries. But nobody's really talking about that, are they? And understand, London is still growing. London is still expanding. So you're not going to get rid of London anytime soon. But what I will say is this, okay? Right now, there's 7 billion people. 1 billion in America, 1 billion in Europe, 1 billion in Africa, yeah? And then what there is there's effectively 4 billion in Asia, okay? So those 4 billion in Asia, that is starting now to really show, and then we're talking India, being India and Asia and China effectively, and Southeast Asia and that. So that's where the population is, okay? So what you're starting to find is historical things. UK used to rule the world, and then it lost its place to the US, and the US is losing its place to China. Now, is it China or is it Asia? That's the interesting thing, and I think that's a topic for another discussion. But the reality is, what we're finding is the population now, whilst it is going to continue rising, it is going to level out because not as many babies are being born now, okay? So what does that mean? Well, what that means is in about 2 generations, we're actually going to see a lot of our towns, our suburbs, places outside the fundamentals are going to start to drop off. Yeah? In other words, people aren't going to live there anymore. They're going to become the ghost towns, Nevada and California and that sort of stuff. When you get out and there's old places and there's like one petrol station and there's no one for kilometers, that sort of thing on those, the Hollywood movie type scene. That potentially is what's going to happen with a lot of the suburbs are out because people are moving to the cities. Now, because they're moving to the cities, what's one of the best cities in the world still to this day, what's still seen as a safe haven is London. And that's not going to change anytime soon. So London, is a fantastic place. If you can't afford London, okay, fine, Manchester, Birmingham, long-term, fantastic. Now, that's not to mean that they're not going to still go up and down with the market. That is going to happen, yeah? But if you're buying for long-term, which my suggestion is you are and you should be buying to hold, okay, as opposed to trading, okay, then, this is a great way and a great place to buy. Now, the thing I like about London right now is that we've got developers that are having problems selling. In fact, no stock is moving, so they're willing to do deals. So actually, London is the cheapest it's ever been. 2 years ago, house prices were dropping. They'd stopped dropping and they were sort of evening out. But what was happening, there was a steady rate of sales. So what actually happened, developers and agents and that, they weren't negotiating. But now what's happened, things have dropped off. Now, prices aren't really moving that much. They're still staying. In actual fact, they went up this month and down last month. And the reality is what happens now is vendors and developers and that are willing to do even more deals. So you're getting that extra push. But the fundamentals are still there. I mean, Brexit isn't as much of a drama as people are making out. A lot of the damage has already been done. It's been that slow ripping off the Band-Aid rather than, the quick, get rid of it and get it done. So look, London is back. Make no mistake. We're looking at stuff that now. I'm not talking central London now. We're not really looking central London, but it's places like Southall, which you may not have heard, out of Ealing, that sort of places. So moving out of the centre now at places that, we were very much in the southeast, southwest, that sort of area last boom, if you like. But now we might be moving west, but further west, okay? So what you're finding now is rather than being in the centre, you're sort of moving that out and following that ripple effect out where the fundamentals are changing. So there's some major things happening. Commuter towns, they're all doing really well, and as long as you get the fundamentals, and look, even with things like Airbnb, if you get within 5 minutes of a train station in London, then and potentially if you can Airbnb it through your lease, then that's another option as well. So there's more options now to make more money on some of our properties. We're starting to get into the service apartment side of things, which is really exciting. It's hard because on the one hand you've got the developers that are saying no to it, and so they're prohibiting it in the leases, but then on the other hand, it's actually where the market is heading. But look, London is back. Make no mistake, research it, look at it, and you will start to see things starting to move in the right direction. Now, it may be a year or two before even 3 years, 4 years before you see booming growth again. Okay, but it is worthwhile, and now I think is the cheapest time that you're ever going to find. Certainly, I don't see it going down further. Because developers are willing to do that extra development, that extra discounting, that extra bargaining, because they need to get the volume of sales, and it's as simple as that. And people are starting to realise that if they need to get rid of it, they need to get rid of it now. They don't want to be waiting until the Brexit happens or doesn't happen, or referendum second, or who knows with Brexit. It's all up in the air, and anyone that says they know, they don't know. I've been actually quite predicting it quite accurately so far, but really it's if you want a shit fight, that is just an amazing thing to view. I don't think we'll ever have this happen again in our life, but maybe we'll. Maybe this is a sign of all politics to come in the future. Anyway guys, have a great day, live with passion, and make sure you subscribe, comment, anything you want to say. If you want to argue with me, you want to prove me wrong, do it. I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to the healthy discussion. All right guys, have a great day, live with passion. See ya.